ॐ जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। ॐ वाङ्मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेधि वेदस्य माणिस्तः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासि अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। Om. Let my speech and mind function together in harmony. Let the knowledge of the self reveal itself and grow within me. Let my mind and speech support and help me understand the truths taught by the Vedic teachings. Let me be persistent in learning Vedic scriptures day and night, and let me not forget the knowledge I gained. I will speak about the divine truth. I speak about the absolute truth, and may that truth protect me and my teacher. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto all. By God's grace, we have completed the Devi Suktam. Devi here means Divine Mother. Anyone who realizes the supreme reality, they become one with that reality. So there was a daughter of a rishi called Ambruni, and she had realized, I am the Parabrahman, and she has to express her experience. And that experience can be expressed only when there is a dualistic mode. So, assuming the form of Saguna Brahma, Ishvara, she had expressed in 8 beautiful mantras, I am everything. What is the essence of this Devi Suktam? Sarvamangala Mangalye, Shive Sarvartha Sadhike, Sharanye Triyambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Srishti Sthiti Vinashanam Shakti Bhute Sanatani. Gunashraye Gunamayi Narayani Namostute. Sharanagata Dinartha Paritrana Parayani Sarvasya Arti Hare Devi Narayani Namostute. I am the Nirguna Brahma. I am the Saguna Brahma. I create this universe. In fact, I manifest myself as this universe. I not only create, I manifest, I sustain, and in the end, I go back into myself. When I dream of this world, that is called Leela. And when I am out of Leela, I am called Nitya. If we can understand this much, we have understood not only Devi Suktam, whether it be Narayana Suktam, Purusha Suktam, every Suktam. And this introduction can be in toto applied to, as I said, every Suktam, but Sri Suktam. There are many people who are extraordinarily devoted to the chanting, the japam of Sri Suktam. In fact, I myself am one of the devotees of Sri Suktam and Narayana Suktam. Every day I do this chanting. Why? Usually people have very narrow ideas about Sri. Sri means Lakshmi. Lakshmi means wealth. Wealth means mostly the meaning is confined to money. People do not understand. They do not have the brains, the intelligence to understand. And one cannot eat money. One can have money, one can possess money, but one can also be dispossessed of money. But there is something which nobody can take away from us. What is that? Knowledge. Knowledge means what? There are aparavidya and paravidya. Supreme knowledge, worldly knowledge, spiritual knowledge, respectively called Shreyas and Prayas. And Sri Sukta means that includes both Shreyas as well as Prayas. We have to put emphasis on unbroken happiness, whatever be the conditions. I may be poor, I may be illiterate, I may be unhealthy, I may not have or may not possess many things that people say. But if I am content, Shaucha, Santosha, Tapaha, Swadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhanani. What is the greatest wealth a person can possess? Our Upanishads explicitly express. What are they? As Patanjali Rishis puts it, Yama and Niyama. And that is the greatest wealth. How do you say it is greatest wealth? Because in the Niyamas are included that I am pure. Shaucha means purity. Santosha, contentment. Look at a baby. I always give the example of the baby. Until the baby is taught how to develop peculiar, persistent habits. The baby, everywhere, just first only starts feeding pure milk. And really, the milk will be like Amul's condensed milk. No, they just very sustaining, very health giving, very bacteria fighting, just most suitable type of milk, mother's milk. There is no substitute for mother's milk. It may not be tasty. Who calls, I want tasty things? Not babies. Babies are satisfied. They are hungry. They want to get rid of the hunger and they go on drinking or even later on what is called boiled rice, boiled dal, and slowly boiled vegetables, etc. So that gives supreme satisfaction. That is called Santosha. Ram Krishna, Holy Mother, Shudhiram, Chandramani Devi are the greatest exemplars. Ramana Maharshi. They are all the greatest exemplars of Santosha. Ramana Maharshi used to go out for Bhiksha in his earlier days. And he had decided, I will visit only 3 houses or maybe 5 houses. This is one kind of sannyasin's rule. Ramana Maharshi had never formally taken sannyasa, but we cannot find any greater Paramahamsa than Ramana Maharshi. He used to wear only a kaupina. Why? Not because he felt I am a male, I have to protect my shame. No, it is to make free other people from embarrassment. Otherwise, he was quite happy. He was a great Paramahamsa. He did not practice Paramahamsagiri. It just came to him with self-realization. And he was always happy. Whatever comes, is very happy. And I will be spicing these talks now and then with some incidents. Once some robbers came, and at the point of a stick, not a gun, but in those days, stick was sufficient. So they ordered the Ramana Maharshi and others. They took whatever they could, usually some utensils, etc. And while going out, one of the robbers gave a big blow to Ramana Maharshi and went away. Of course, the devotees did not mind much the robbing of other things, but they very much minded their beloved Maharshi being given a blow. So they wanted to complain to police. So after the robbers went away, they came inside. They were thinking of complaining to the police. Then Ramana Maharshi uttered something extraordinary. He said, "You people bring to me as gifts so many fruits and sweets. Do I go to the police to complain? Here, this man had gifted me a blow. So if I can accept your gifts, I can as well accept other man's gift also." But devotees will not listen to it. So they kept quiet because Maharshi forbade them to do anything. But I am just illustrating our psychology, poor psychology. Next day, police caught the same thieves in some other robbery case. And then these people came to know, and the devotees were very, very happy. Now, after hearing this incident, put yourself this question: was Ramana Maharshi happier after hearing that they were caught by the police? No, he was nirvikara. So there was a French novel, just now I forgot its name. I think it is Les Miserables, probably. There was a pious bishop, and his silver candles were stolen by a thief. And the next day, the police caught hold of him, the thief, and they identified. They came to this bishop, said, "Sir, did this person steal from you?" The bishop said, "No, no, I gifted them to him. It is not stealing." And that brought about a tremendous change in that person. And immediately he renounced the world, became one of the greatest Christian bhaktas. Similarly, there was a person called Pavahari Baba. And one day a thief entered into his ashrama and bundled all the utensils at night. And meanwhile, Pavahari Baba awoke. The thief got frightened. So he already bundled the utensils, but in his fright, had just thrown them on the floor and started running. Being a yogi, Pavahari Baba was faster than Milka Singh. So he caught hold of along with the bundle, he went, caught hold of the thief, laid the bundle at his feet and said, "Lord, forgive me for interrupting your job. Unconsciously, I have made some sounds, so you got frightened. I should never have done that." And that brought a tremendous life-changing transformation. And the thief became one of the greatest sannyasis. So I don't want to tell aloud. If you have any tendencies to steal, rob, try to rob some sannyasin's products, maybe you might become a great sannyasin. If not in this life, in the next life, definitely you are going to become. Anyway, coming back, people have the idea Lakshmi means only money, and money is equated with wealth. No, here we have to recollect Durga Suktam in one of the hymns. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Vidya Lakshmi Vritti and so many other Yashaha. Wherever you see Matru Rupena, Daya Rupena, Kshama Rupena, Vidya Rupena, Chetanete Vidiyate. That means every guna that we see in our life is nothing but the manifestation of the Divine Mother. That is the exact same thing we have to substitute here. Wealth means this is real wealth. What is real wealth? Knowledge is real wealth. What is real wealth? Santosha is real wealth. Shaucha is real wealth. Tapaha, that is happily forbear everything. That is called tapaha. Swadhyaya, swa adhyaya. Continuously dwell, meditate upon one's your own self, true self. And then ultimately, Ishvara Pranidhana. Tadvidhi Pariprashnena Pranidhanena Prashneya. Pranidhana means Sharanagati. Sharanagati, in other words, means completely becoming one with the Upasya Devata. So every jiva must, by whatever means, he must become one with God. Aham Brahmasmi. Then what happens? Sarvam Brahmamaya. Then what happens? Wherever there is any splendor manifest more than in others, we have to remember it is God manifesting in that particular quality. Very interestingly, if you study the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which is very aptly called Vibhuti Yoga. Vibhuti means splendor, glory. Wherever you see an extraordinary glory, know for certain that is nothing but my manifestation. But even within us, I am speaking, that is the splendor, glory of Divine Mother, Sharada Devi, Saraswati. Sharada means Sarada. Sharada, Sarada. What is Sarada? Sara means essence. What is essence? Aham Brahmasmi is the very essence. So whatever we see here, there is only one reality that is called Brahman. Call him God, call him Father in heaven, call him paradise or kingdom of heaven, whatever name. Supreme reality is one, truth is one. Ekam sat vipraha bahudha vadanti. So, what am I talking about? I'm talking about Sri Suktam. Sri means Lakshmi. Lakshmi means people identify her only with money. But we have to understand money is the root cause of all problems, including our samsara bandhana. So, our body is wealth, a beautiful body is bondage, a strong body is a bondage, a body with various diseases is a bondage, our mind is greatest bondage. We have been studying, I hope, in this Amrita Bindu Upanishad, Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo. So Sri means wealth. What wealth? Yama, Niyama, or 16th chapter of the Gita, Daivi Sampat, Ahimsa, Satya, etc. So all these things we have to remember. A person, ultimately, what does he want? He wants to be happy. And happiness is the real Sri. So even though as I was mentioning, Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, Sri Ramakrishna's father, Kshudiram, people used to flock to his house, even though he had very little to give in the form of physical something. But why were they coming? The moment they enter into his presence or even into his house, their minds used to be filled with Shanti. That is why Holy Mother used to attract people. That is why Ramana Maharshi, people go, Sir, I came running to you because you alone, not consciously, by their very presence, unconsciously, everybody will get Shanti. That is real Sri. So, first misnomer we have to get rid of is Sri means that which makes my life very blessed, and I become, whatever be the circumstances, that means whatever be the body, whatever be the mind, whatever be the jagat, let Mother fill me with asatoma, tamasoma, mrityorma. That continuous prayer is answered if we are endowed with Shraddha and Bhakti. As I mentioned, there are so many Suktams. In fact, the whole Rig Veda is nothing but Suktam. What is Suktam? Su-Uktam. Su means rightly said, truthfully said, very well said, beautifully said. Uktam means said. So that which leads to our ultimate welfare, that is called Suktam. And there are so many Suktas. We already dealt with Metha Suktam, Narayana Suktam, Purusha Suktam. So we have to understand this beautiful concept, Suktam. The whole Vedas tell nothing but Jiva, Jivatma, Paramatma, Aikyam. That is the meaning of Suktam. Why? Because Bhagavan is Sachidananda and we want to become Sachidananda. And through the devout chanting of these suktas, we are trying to surrender ourselves. These suktas endow our mind with purity and all spiritual qualities, as mentioned in the Upanishads, as mentioned in the Bhakti Shastras, Viveka, Vimoka, Abhyasa, Kriya, Kalyana, Anuddharsha, Anavasada, or Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadamadi Shatka Sampatti, and Mumukshutvam. Because these alone give us, whatever be the circumstances, a happy person will be happy even if he goes to hell. In this connection, I remember beautiful study of the Bhagavatam, a story of Bali Chakravarti. I'm not going to narrate the whole thing. Bhagavan Vishnu came to bestow his grace. He himself came as a beggar. He came in the form of a very dwarf brahmachari. It's a symbolic story. Some other time I will perhaps go into that. All our Puranic stories, Purana stories from the Puranas are symbolic only. That is why don't try to study straightforward. You will have a lot of problems. Why Prahlada was tortured, and almost every devotee is tortured in Puranas. You're talking about Pandavas, you're talking about Sri Rama, you're talking about all the devotees, Ambarisha, etc., Prahlada. Everybody's life is filled with misery. Is it so? Is it true? But that very misery is the very cause of Bhagavan's divine grace. Some other time. But what is important is this dwarf came and Shukracharya, the guru, was very wise. By the way, Brihaspati is the Deva Guru and Shukracharya is the Rakshasa Guru, Asuris Guru. The Shukracharya, he recognized this is Vishnu coming in the form of this. So whenever Vishnu comes, it will be ruin. That was called Shukra Buddhi. What a horrible type of understanding. When Bhagavan himself comes, will he bring misery? Sachidananda comes. What are you telling? A happy person comes bringing unhappiness. Is it not a contradiction in terms? So, Bhagavan, who is Sat and Chit and Ananda Swarupa, or Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam Brahma, when he comes, this much of Buddhi Shukracharya did not have. He warned his disciple that do not give anything to this person, because if you give one small hair of yours, he will pull the whole of you and ruin you. But Bali Chakravarti, his very name is a symbolic name. Bali means sacrifice. He was inflated with joy and said, what? Everybody, including me, approach God for things. But here God himself is coming. I am not going to lose this only chance. Whatever he wants, I will give. Then he came, and then Bali Chakravarti said, sir, you are my revered guest. Whatever you want, I will give you. And they said, I only want very small, a piece of land which will cover only 3 of my steps. Done. And then 1 foot covered the whole earth. Another foot covered the whole heaven. Where do I put where is that 3rd foot of space you promised? Bali had no other way. Put it on my head. And that is what the God had said. And then, because Bali Chakravarti had, according to the Puranic story, conquered the Devas, and the Devas, they went there, Mummy, please help us. Until that time, these fellows, they forgot God, they were reveling in selfish enjoyments, but as soon as trouble comes, they had enough buddhi to run to Lord Vishnu. So, this Bhagavan pushed him to what is called the lowest of the place. And then the Bhagavatam tells beautifully that Bhagavan himself, he said, do not worry, that wherever you live, that place becomes more than Swargaloka. Why? Because I certified you, I put a stamp of my foot, just as I put on Kaliya and on Girish Chandra Ghosh's head. So I also put my stamp. That means you are my certified devotee. Bhagavan himself certified. And not only that, he said, I will be your Dwarapalaka. You surrendered yourself to me. Sharanagata Deenartha Paritrana Parayane. I'm eager to protect you because you are my child. You have become mine because you are sacrificer. Your very name has become Kritartha. That is the supreme sacrifice. What is the sacrifice? That your body you offered to me, which is represented by Bhuloka. Your mind you gave to me, you represented, that represents Swargaloka, which you are enjoying right now. That is called Swargaloka, Bhuvarloka. But we have 3 bodies, Karana Sharira. Unless we subdue it and offer it to God, Mukti will not come. So Lord says, it is very difficult for you, but I myself have begged you, and you have given me. From now onwards, your Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, Karana Sharira do not belong to you, they belong to me. In fact, they belonged to me all the while. But you did not understand it. Now I gave you that knowledge. You will be with me. I will be with you. Nobody can separate us. And that is the state which nobody can describe. And this is the symbolism Bali Chakravarti really has given. And incidentally, I'll be spicing it not for entertainment, but for our education. It's a beautiful song, I think, of Surudas or, or Tulsidas. Mirabai was in trouble, and at that time Tulsidasa was a very famous devotee, and he was very wise, and he was senior to Mirabai. She was in a dilemma whether I should be with my husband or leave everything, because the husband was troubling, or brother-in-law was troubling. Historical facts are not very clear. I want to dedicate my life only to Bhagavan Krishna. I cannot live without Krishna. He cannot live without me. What shall I do? This was the question. She has written a letter to Tulsidasa. And Tulsidasa replied in the form of a beautiful bhajan, not very famous, but some people sing it. Jaake priyana Rama Vaidehi, so chadiye koti vairi sama. Jaake priya Rama Vaidehi na priya. For whom Rama and Sita are not dear. They are not devotees of Sita and Rama. That means God, Radha and Krishna, or Lakshmi and Narayana. What should we do such people when once we come to know that they are not devotees of Lakshmi, Sita and Rama? Says, so chadiye koti vairi sama, like virulent poison, like a billion enemies, deadly enemies, like poison. Give it up. Then he gives these examples. Bali Guru Tajyo, Kanta Braja Banitani. Bali had disobeyed his own gurus. Usually he doesn't. But in this case, for the sake of God, one can give up one's own guru if the guru is not able to or standing as an obstacle on my way to God. Bali Guru Tajyo, Kanta Braja Banitani. Braja Kantas, Gopikas. What did they do? Kanta means Kanta. Kanta means husbands. Husbands means husbands, family members, children, brothers, sisters, relatives, all the samsara sagara. They wanted to prevent Gopikas. Don't go to Krishna. He is Parapurusha. Who is a Parapurusha in this world? Everybody is a Parapurusha excepting Krishna. So they could not stop him. And then he gives the examples, many other examples. Vibhishana had disobeyed his own eldest brother for the sake of Rama. So this is what we are trying, that Bali had really sacrificed for the sake of truth. So if the Guru says, you follow untruth, do not listen to him. But only a person with a tremendous Guru Bhakti can really do that. So what are we talking about? That which ultimately leads us to Bhagavan, our Atma Swarupa, and any teachings that help us to move forward, to make us understand, and to inspire us, and to move us forward. That is called Suktam. So whether it is Medha Suktam, so many Suktams are there. Every word is a Suktam there. Every mantra is a Suktam there, really speaking. Only some of them had become very popular. So this Sri Suktam is very popular because of people's partial belief that it brings money, wealth. But I'm going to discuss very shortly. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Vidya Rupena Samstita, Yasho Rupena Samstita, Gnana Rupena Samstita, Chaitanya Rupena Samstita. So in so many forms. That is why Lakshmi is called popularly, especially in the South India, Ashtalakshmi we call it. But only 8 forms of Lakshmi? No. There are infinite forms of Lakshmi. So what is Lakshmi? Wealth. What is wealth? That which helps us to move forward towards God, that is called wealth. And ordinary people, even if they get any type of wealth, that is all the manifestation of the Divine Mother, Jagannatha. That is Saguna Brahma, Ishvara. Yadyad vibhuti matsatvam srimadurjitameva tattadeva avagachatvam mama tejo amsha sambhavam. So this Sri Suktam is found in Rig Veda. That is why every Veda has got its own Shanti Pathas. Only Yajurveda has got 2 recensions. One is called White Yajurveda, one is called Black Yajurveda. Shukla Yajurveda and Krishna Yajurveda. As you know, Brihadaranyaka there are 2 recensions, both belonging to Shukla as well as Krishna. And the main Rishi in the Brihadaranyaka is Yajnavalkya. So this Yajnavalkya, some other time I might tell this story. He displeased his Guru. So Guru said, whatever you learned, now use it or you give it back to me. So the disciple immediately vomited symbolical. That means the Guru told that you teach my other people, you are the most capable of my students, and whatever I have told in easier language. You know, there are some authors like Zord. This person can absorb very abstract ideas and put it in a language, very simple language, where even with a little bit of capacity of intelligence, ordinary lay people like us can understand, especially philosophical ideas, etc. He became very popular in the 40s and 50s. CEMJOAD. Jod. Anyway, so this Yajnavalkya had given the teaching, and that teaching was eagerly taken up by other brother students in the form of the 3 birds. Means, so the story should not be taken literally, and then he could not use it because of Guru's commandment. So he worshipped Hayagriva, that is Surya Deva in the form of a horse. In South India, Hayagriva Upasana is very popular. And as a result, Surya Deva himself, who is Surya Deva? Jata Veda. He knows everything. He is the author of the Vedas. So he taught him a special Veda called Shukla Yajurveda. And these Brihadaranyaka, just by the way, I am supplying you this information. So this is, every Veda has its own special Shanti Patha. And for this belongs to Rig Veda. In the Rig Veda, there is a called Khilakanda. That is at the end, appendix we can say, Parisishta. And there are some suktas called Khila Sukta, that assorted suktas. And there, this is the 11th under this Khila Sukta. And there are 29 verses of Sri Suktam in the original text of Khila Sukta. And it is a combination of the author, but authored by 5 different rishis. Who are they? Ananda, Kardama, Srida, Chiklita, and Sriputra. Some, of course, only use 4. It doesn't really matter. Whenever we study, we have to salute the Rishi as we were saluting Ambruni in the Devi Suktam. Here also we have to salute these people. So I will not bring up the names of these people all the time. And who authored which mantra, we also don't know. So Sri Suktam is a beautiful approach to the worship of Saguna Brahman, visualized here in the form of Sri or Mahalakshmi. And this Vedic language, we not to speak of Vedic ideas, Vedic language itself has changed a lot now. That is why it has become archaic language. Any language, if you go back to 200 years back, how people are, what words they were using popularly, that is the bad. I was mentioning the once somebody called me wicked. You are very wicked, smiling. And I was taken aback until someone explained that means you are a very good speaker. And then I thought this I learned from America until I recollected. Recently, I was going through the gospel. Every day I go through the gospel, some pages. Suddenly I saw Ramakrishna was having a beautiful talk with Dr. Mahendra Lal Sarkar. And Sri Ramakrishna had given beautiful teachings. And then during the conversation, this Dr. Sarkar became a great fan of Girish Chandra Ghosh. And Girish Chandra Ghosh had written this Buddha Charita, etc. And I think the Dr. Mahendra Lal Sarkar happened to watch it. And it captivated his mind. He became a great fan of Girish Chandra Ghosh. And one day, this Dr. Mahendra Lal Sarkar and Girish Chandra Ghosh were there in the presence of Sri Ramakrishna. And the doctor, by looking at Girish Chandra Ghosh, he was mentioning, you are a wicked man. And Sri Ramakrishna did not understand it like myself. He asked, I don't understand. What is this fellow saying? And then Emma had explained. And Dr. Sarkar appreciated the drama of Girish Chandra Ghosh, so he is paying compliments. That means what? Then I understood. Sri Ramakrishna is the root cause, or Mahendra Lal Sarkar. Even at that time, if he was using this word, you are wicked means you are extraordinarily good. I get a lot of consolation if somebody calls you are really bad. So that helps me. That is okay. So it's very difficult to understand these archaic words. Even now, we don't understand many words. Do you understand what is AI? What is artificial general intelligence? Very few people understand. I'm one of them. We use the words, we know it means something great, but we don't know exactly what it is. So great acharyas were there, especially as I have taken the help of Shayanacharya. So Shayana Bhashyam is there. And another, Pridhidharacharya, he also has written, it seems, I have not seen that one, but Shayanacharya's I'm familiar with, have also written commentaries on Sri Suktam. Now we need to know what is a Devata, because here Sri Devata is being addressed. This is a stuti, and we have an idea about Devata, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Surya, Soma, Prajapati. All these are called Devatas. Devatas means Adhishtatru Devatas. Adhishtatru Devatas means presiding deities. I already discussed this point, but we have to remind ourselves, what is a Devata? Is a Devata an individual sitting somewhere, like a rich man sitting somewhere? He has got lot of money and lot of poor people are coming. and he is giving, helping, donating money to these poor people, various poor people. The money is different, separate, the person is separate. Is a devata like that? No. A devata is very, very important for us to understand. A devata represents what we want. If we want money, for example, and most people worship Lakshmi Devi, that is called, that's why it is called Lakshmi. Lakshmi is goddess of wealth. So somebody wants money and they think Lakshmi Devi is the super rich lady and she can give any amount of money. No, that's not the meaning. She is the money. And we say Ganga Jala. I am drinking Ganga Jala. Ganga Devi, I am drinking Ganga Devi herself because Ganga Jala and Ganga Devata are not two separate entities. Similarly, when we say Annapurna, Annapurna is not a motherly lady sitting there and giving bhiksha. No, Annapurna is nothing but Annam. And that Annam doesn't mean only physical Annam, that rice and dal and potatoes, or vegetarian or non-vegetarian. It means whatever any creature requires, because every creature is the child of the Divine Mother. And it is mother's duty not only to sustain the baby when the baby is in the womb, garbha, but this is our earthly mother, she only until birth only. And some creatures like birds, animals, they give milk and they bring food like birds and sustain for some time until they get new children. No, that's not the idea. Idea is Annapurna is Annam. Agni Devata is heat. Jala Devata is water. Vayu Devata is Pranavayu. And Akasha Devata is what gives us space to move about and to discharge various activities. This is called Adhishtatru Devata, is not separate from what they give. Lakshmi is wealth, Saraswati is wisdom. That is how we have to understand the concept of Devata. Very important to know. That is why in the Taittiriya, is a beautiful instruction. Annam na nindeta. Tadvratam. Annam bahukurvita. Tadvratam. Annam na nindyat. Food should never be criticized. Because even if it is poisonous food for us, and that very poisonous food, that means decomposed food, that means old food, smelling food, rotten food, that is exactly suited food for many other creatures. So, in the form of food, Mother is sustaining us. That means we are becoming Annapurnas, we are becoming Ganga Nadis, we are becoming Agni Devatas. And what type of wealth we have got? So it's just as an example I have given. First of all, Sri means very closely identified with Lakshmi and is very popular in South India. Lakshmi is Ashtalakshmi, eightfold manifestations of Mother Lakshmi. What are they? First of all, Adi Lakshmi, that is unspecified manifestation of wealth, which is the root of all the other 7 type of Lakshmis. But don't think Lakshmi is only manifesting in 8 forms. She is manifesting in infinite number of forms. Understand that. For example, if a person is very, very healthy, Arogya Lakshmi. A person is super intelligent, Vidya Lakshmi, Saraswati, Gnana Lakshmi. Like that, infinite form. So what is it? Well, whatever a person requires in order to complete oneself, that is called his Lakshmi. That is what he wants. For example, when you are hungry, then you want Annalakshmi. When you are thirsty, you want Jala Lakshmi. When you are tired, you want Vishranti Lakshmi. And God is, Divine Mother is manifesting in all these forms. So as per Lakshmi, Dhanalakshmi, Dhanya-lakshmi, Gajalakshmi, Santana-lakshmi, Virya-lakshmi, Vijaya-lakshmi, Aishwarya-lakshmi. Is that all? Then Dhairya-lakshmi, Virya-lakshmi, Santana-lakshmi, then Satya-lakshmi, Paralakshmi, Jaya or Vijaya-lakshmi. Is there any basis for thinking like this? Yes. Remember the last shloka in the Bhagavad Gita, Yatra Tatra, in that yoga state, Srihi, Vijayaha, Bhutihi, Nitihi, Dhruva. So there, a few are mentioned there. So Sri Lakshmi, Vijaya Lakshmi, Niti Lakshmi. So any Lakshmi, any special quality that shines in excess, noticeably manifest in anybody, that is called manifestation of the Lakshmi. So very briefly, I will go through them. So Adi Lakshmi means original Lakshmi. Original Lakshmi means it includes everybody. What is the first thing? What is the first requirement? Sustenance. Therefore, it is called Dhana Lakshmi. For the sake of bartering, we need money, wealth. That is called Dhana Lakshmi. Then we so that is why Dhana is not enough. It must transform itself into Dhanya Lakshmi. Dhanya means food. Any type of food that is suitable to any creature is called Dhanya Lakshmi, food Lakshmi. Then Gaja Lakshmi. This whole world cosmos is interdependent. That is why there is a beautiful Brahmana in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad called Madhu Brahmana. Madhu means that everything is a honey to everybody else. Human being is a honey for the mosquitoes, for the tigers, for hyenas, for wolves, for anything that can eat a human being. So milk is the food for human beings, vegetarian, non-vegetarian. So any type of food is represented because what are the first requirements? Sustenance. Food, clothing, shelter, these are the primary requirements for living life for anybody, any creature. Then Gajalakshmi. Gaja means elephant. What are you talking about? Do we want elephants? No. Gaja represents the majesty of any animal. could be cows, could be buffaloes, it could be goats, it could be chickens, it could be pigeons, it could be any animal that helps sustain ourselves. That is called animals. Without animals, can we live? Impossible. Without mice, can we live? Impossible. So Gaja represents every animal. Parasparam bhavayantaha. We help each other. That is why for Hindus, worship of the cow, O Lakshmi. Cow is called a Lakshmi. Really she is Lakshmi. Every product of the cow is used in the worship of God. Pancha Gavya we call it. Gavya means things that come from a cow. Curds, ghee, milk, then butter, then the urine, the stool, cow dung, everything is useful. Even the skin of the cow is also useful. Gajalakshmi represents all animals. Then every person requires santana. Guru requires disciples, and fathers, parents require santana. So she is earnestly requested Santana Lakshmi. Then there are situations which we have to face in life. There is no other way. If we do not have the courage, have the grit to overcome these obstacles, the same events repeat themselves until we can get over them. It's a beautiful concept which I will talk in my next class. So we require Virya Lakshmi or Dhairya Lakshmi. Then their very being, humans, non-humans, they require Vijaya Lakshmi, conquering. We are meant to, every step forward is overcoming every backward step. That is called Vijaya Lakshmi. Jaya Lakshmi or Vijaya Lakshmi. Then Aishwarya Lakshmi. These are included in the Ashtalakshmi concept. But as I said, there is Satya Lakshmi, there is Yasho Lakshmi, there is Santan Lakshmi. So many things are there. We will talk about it in our next class. Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagatgurum Padapadme Tayo Sritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. May the Ramakrishna Holy Mother and Swami Vivekananda bless us all with bhakti. Jai Ramakrishna.